Hello and welcome. Today I'll be preparing ful. It's a very common breakfast meal. I grew up eating in eastern part of Ethiopia. You use fava beans. You can use canned fava beans. You can use dried and shelled fava beans, or you can use dried and whole fava beans. As you can see, I'm using dried and shelled fava beans. I bought these from my local Ethiopian store. The first step is that I wash and boil it until it's really cooked and crumbly. It took about 2 cups of water to boil and cook a cup of fava beans. I'm using onions, tomatoes, garlic, turmeric, Ethiopian berbere. I'm using cumin and coriander. You can actually use anything you want. You can never go wrong with cooking ful. You could just simply use onions and tomatoes and oil, and it would taste amazing. As you can see, I started with the onions. I sauteed them a little bit and added my turmeric. After a few minutes, I also added the tomatoes. All you're doing is you're just incorporating them together until the tomatoes and the onions have actually incorporated and released some of their moisture so that they could develop a deeper flavor. After a few minutes, I added the berbere, the Ethiopian spiced chili powder. Basically, it's a red chili powder that has plenty of spices in it. I cook everything together for a few minutes until the berbere has infused itself in all the flavors of the tomatoes and the onions, and then I proceed to add the rest of my ingredients or seasonings. These are the coriander, the cumin, the garlic, and then I just and also the salt, obviously. As you can see, I have continued to cook it, and it's reduced in size, and you have to do a taste test and see how the flavors are tasting together. And when we're ready, we add the boiled fava beans or your canned fava beans, and try to incorporate all the flavors of the sauce we made, the sauteed sauce we made, and the fava beans. Since everything is already cooked, at this point the goal is to have the fava beans and the sauteed ingredients just mix together and incorporate with all the flavors and just develop a nice taste. You may add some water. Usually we don't add water, but you may add some water to it if you want your ful to be slightly thinner, on the thinner side. Most people like it thick, but for me, I like it to have a slightly thinner consistency. After simmering it for a few minutes, your ful should be ready for serving. Next, I'm going to be topping it with some olive oil and some vegetables. The vegetables I'm using are chopped tomatoes, red onions, green onions, cucumbers, and cilantro, as well as green chili peppers. It's usually eaten with bread for breakfast, and I'm serving mine with French bread, a toasted French bread, and also some spiced hot tea. Here is the final presentation. This is how it looks. Like I said earlier, it's very, very easy to make. Do not worry about adding all these other ingredients. Make it as simple as onions and tomatoes and a canned fava bean, and see what you can make. You can really make an easy, satisfying meal that will keep you full all day. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Until my next video, stay well and goodbye.